Hello, lovelies. Let's start crafting and make it till our eyes smile, I like to say. Today's video is part of Leeny's Shabby Tuesday. I'm joined with my friend Deneen from Design by D9. Please go check her video out. I will leave her link to her video in my description box for some more Shabby Beautiful. Now let's begin. Here we go. I'm going to take that TP toilet paper roll and I am going to fold it right in half. After I fold it in half, I'm just going to make a curve so I can make a little bust line. So now what I'm doing is, as you can tell, I curved it and then I went straight across. So it gives it more of a bodice look. So after I did that, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it back in half, and in the back, not where I curved it, but where it's straight, I cut along. And I cut straight through. After I did that, I made a line strictly from the middle of the bust line all the way straight down the middle. Turn it sideways, and now I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to do little lines, dot lines right on the centimeters. And I do that to both sides. I want to make sure that everything is even going down. And then I'm going to do again the centimeters only, straight across. After I do that, I'm just going to bend it now, going half and half, just where it's squared. See where the line is? And I'm going to go right there, fold it in half. And I want to make sure that it says even as can be. After I do that, I'm going to put one more line right down the middle of that line that we made, that folding. Now we're going to go from each line that we made, from each dot to dot, and I'm going to put it right center in 4 and make sure that it's even. And I'm just going to go 4 centimeters from the middle. So from the middle, we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. And you're going to see the 4 right on that line. So it's going to be centered to the 4, the line. And then I'm going to go outward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to do that all the way down to each line dot that we've made. So now that we're done with that, we're going to fold it right back in the center, just like we did before. And I'm just making sure that that is even again. And see the lines that we made? We're just going to snip it right down where we made those lines. So after we do that, we're going to open it up and see how we have the lines, and they're all cut now. What we're going to do is every other one, we are going to cut the strip out. So you're going to get your scissors and you're going to put it right through And we're going to have, so you're going to cut, leave one, cut one, leave one, cut one, leave one, cut one. That's how I remember to do it. See, every other one. And then you go around and you just cut again the other side right off. As simple as that. You're going to be left with these little windows. I call them little windows. Now we're going to fold that over, and you want to make sure that the bend is fine where we bent it. And you don't want to put glue right there. You put glue on all down the side, but do not put it where it bends. So now we're going to get some string, and we're going to wrap it a couple times. I'm going to wrap it, and you do it as tight as you want it, your little bodice, how small you want your waist. And then you tie it in a knot. I wrapped it around a couple times, and then I'm going to tie it in a double knot again. I'm going to trim that excess off. And there you have your bodice. See how you have the bust line, and then you have the back. It's so cute. So now I'm going to get some of that Christmas batting. I love using that Christmas stuff, and I got it on clearance, so I use quite a bit. When I see it on clearance, I'll grab a bunch. And all I'm doing is just making it even into a rectangle, and I cut out, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I cut out a bunch of little triangle shapes on the folded side. And then I'm going to glue it right there on the waistline of my bodice. The reason why we make those triangles is just so it goes in nicely and wraps around and puffs out. And we want this so it makes our dress, whatever we make, puffy. And I'm doing the same thing on a smaller piece, and that will be for the top. And we're going to do that same process. Now you could cut it and trim it, or you can do what I do, and you can just fold it over, glue it inside, and fold it to the form. So after I did that, I put it aside, and I got some tulle, and all I'm going to do is just wrap it around. I have this little frame block thing I get from Dollar Tree, and I just used that. I roll it around a couple times, and then I cut. After I cut a strip of tulle, put a knot on the end, and then I just start knotting all the little pieces that I cut, all the little tulle strips. Excuse me, sorry. All the little tulle strips I cut, and I wrap them all around there and tie them in knots. It's kind of like we're making a garland or like a tutu form. That's what we're doing. And then when we're all done and it's filled the way we want, I'm going to tie it right around my little dress form. I double knot it, take the excess off, and now I fluff it all around. I got one of these little lace that I got from Walmart, and I just made a running stitch along my ribbon, and then I pull it in and then tie it and then sew the ends, just so it makes a circular floret. And I thought it looked like a cute little dress. And then this ribbon I did get at Dollar Tree, and I like using this because I love the wires, and all I did was pull the wires on each end and then have it ruffled. And then I just get the 2 wires on each end and I wrap them around each other. Twist tie. And it makes like a little puffy dress. And then I just glue the rest of it right down to the waist of my dress, my bodice, my dress form. Because I want her to have a smaller waist. You can make any dress form like this. You make a dress form, your bodice, and when you make your dress, oh my goodness, it's so, your imagination goes nuts. You make one and then all of a sudden you're going to want to make more and more because you're like, these are so cute. You can make it as shabby as you want. You can make it whimsical shabby. Your imagination just goes crazy with these. When I was a young girl, I loved playing with paper dolls and I loved playing with Barbies. Yes, I did. And that's what it kind of reminded me of. It was just like when you dress up your Barbie doll or you dress up your paper dolls and you just have fun. And that's what it kind of reminded me of is just having fun creating different styles. So now I'm going to cut a little piece of that ribbon also, and I'm just going to wrap it around the top bodice and I'm going to glue the form. Tuck it in the top and glue it up there too so it takes the form. I did take part of it and I did snip it down the middle so then it folds easier with that little heart shape for the bustle. So now I'm going to glue it in there and I just put the glue. Careful for your fingers because it is hot. I love these little silicone makeup brushes. I say it all the time. Save a nail and don't burn a finger, right? Oh my goodness. Telling you, my eyes were smiling as I was making this. I was just so enjoying this. If you don't want to use any ribbon, you don't have to. You can use materials. I mean, so many ways you can decorate these little dresses. So cute. So all you do is just keep gluing where you want it to stay, and then you trim. I trimmed it because I wanted it to kind of, I don't want it overflowing going too back. So you got to trim your ribbon. And then I tuck the backing. So now I'm going to take this lace and see, I get things and I don't know, it's what makes your eyes happy and smile and your heart sing. That's what's important. You grab what lace you want, ribbons you want, material, and you just keep adding. So I put this piece of lace ribbon and I got this from Walmart and I'm just going to wrap it around the back and her waist to the back because I want to put kind of like a bustle or a ruffle in the back. So all I do is add a drop of glue on the back, and then I pressed them both crisscross, and then I pressed them both right in the center. And it doesn't take a lot of glue because the glue goes right through the first ribbon. So you just crisscross it, press down, and it should stay nice. And then I get a floret that I made, and those are really shabby, pretty beautiful. Let's shabby it up. And I just glued it right there above those ribbons. And then what I did was I also snipped the ribbon that we had hanging, the tails, because I wanted it to have that shabby beautifulness. So that's what I did. I did put a rhinestone or a beautiful button in the center of my rosette, and that was from Totally Dazzled. After I did that, I felt she was more or less done with her dress, and I tucked all that stuffing inside, and then after I did that, I put glue, and I'm going to put it on one of these candle holders from the Dollar Tree, and that's what I did, was center her up there. So beautiful. I did add gems to the bodice and a cute little button brooch in the center of her bodice area. So now what I did was I got a little piece of cardboard, and I'm just gonna triangle it, and I wanted it to be a funny little witchy hat. Yep, I'm making a little witchy form for Halloween. And I'm just going to fold it over, twist it, bend it. I want it to be whimsical looking, a shabby whimsy feel. And then after I put some glue and I closed it, I go and I twist the top, and then I do some trimming. And you twist it and you bend it to the way you want it to sit. And then I got a piece of that ribbon. See the ribbon? You get the spool of the ribbon, and there's the cardboard, right? Well, I'm always saving those because I always think I could use them for different things. Well, why not use it for a little brim for a witch's hat, right? So that's what I did. And it was so simple. Didn't have to cut a circle or anything. Just took that off and put my little cone right through it, trimmed it, and then I put 3 to 4 snips, and then I'm just going to glue it right down, and there you have my little witchy hat. I got that same ribbon that we used for the dress, and I'm just going to wrap it around the little cone. It does get hot. See how I reach for that? Because through the ribbon, it's thin. So when you put hot glue, it does get hot. And then we twist to make her that little point. And then we keep bending and twisting. And now I'm getting some of that apple barrel acrylic paint, and all I'm going to do is just paint the rim of my little witchy hat. and I'm going to paint the top and bottom of the hat. After it dries, I got some more of that same lace that we put on our bodice of our dress, and I'm going to just tie them in a couple of knots, and then I just go down the middle to make more cute little shabbiness, beautiful strips. And then after it's to where I'm happy and smiling, my eyes are smiling, I'm going to glue it right there on the tip of that hat. Because my little witchy has some style. Look at this. Woohoo! I add one of those little gemstones, that stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I add one of them right in the center on the tip top of the lace in the hat. I also get the strip and glue it right there around the rim of the hat. Oh, sorry. My bad. Oh, great. Skipped. Sorry. Rewind. Okay. I added this black lace that I got from Walmart. I love, love, love this lace. It comes in white and black. Beautiful lace. And I'm just going to wrap that right there around my hat on the rim. So now I'm gluing the strip of little pearl stones and rhinestones around the rim of the hat. Now I'm doing that. And those I got from the Dollar Tree. And it's what I used on the bodice also. And then I added a really pretty little brass button right there where those two meet. And then I have it right there in the center of my witch's hat. Add some glue to the dress, and I'm going to tilt my hat right there on the side to go with my dress. And there, look at that. Isn't that cute? I just put it in a little tilt, add a little bit more glue, just so I make sure that it doesn't fall off or go anywhere. I want it to stay in that tilt position. So adorable. So now I'm getting this stick that I got from my backyard, just a little tiny twig stick, and I'm just going to cut some raffia, not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm just going to wrap it around that bottom of the stick on one side of the stick. And now I'm just going to wrap some rope around. And I'm going to tie it in a knot. And then after I tie it in that knot, I'm going to add some glue. And I'm just going to now I'm not going to trim the excess rope off. I'm just going to glue it, wrapping it around my raffia. We're making a cute little witchy poo broom. So I just keep wrapping it. And like I said, close it off with the glue. After I do that, I do a little bit of trimming on the raffia. Not a lot, just a little, because I do want it to have that fun, whimsical look. So I go and I just trim the top. And the top I do make more even, but the bottom I don't. The bottom I just trimmed a very little, just so it like I said, has that same whimsy look. I want it to be fun. And now I'm just going to glue it to the waist of my dress in an angle also in the front. And she's all done. Is that not adorable? Oh, I absolutely love the way she turned out. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you have not done so. I hope you do subscribe and be part of my Krafty Leeny World family. I would sure love to have you part of my little family here. And give this video a thumbs up. Helps my channel grow, and it lets me know that you enjoy what I'm doing. I like to thank Deneen from Design by D9 for joining me today for my Leeny's Shabby Tuesday. Please go check her channel out and her video for some more Shabby Beautiful. Thank you, lovelies. Hugs, kisses, and fairy dust wishes. Be kind to yourself and others. It was my pleasure crafting with you today. Stay blessed. I'll see you in my next video.